Don't film me, you know your audience don't like it. They told you, that's why the channel's not doing very well.
What I find really cute is that, look, Project Nigel is still the stickers on the car. Oh, you couldn't take them off because you love me so much.
Yeah, either that or I couldn't be asked as yet.
Yeah. Oh, the other reason as well is that you think it might be bad luck, yeah?
Oh yeah, there was that.
Yep. Back to being a Go on, exactly how would you say it?
I would say, chaps,
What's going on here?
Yes, what's going on here, chaps?
Right. So we're having this lovely drive in Officer Crabtree, the Peugeot 407 SW.
HDI bi-turbo GT.
Let's not forget the details because that's important. The reason why this conversation has just started now is because he's just told me that it's not steering properly.
The Project Nigel curse continues.
Yeah, except of course it happened in your care. And when did it start pulling to one side?
Yesterday.
Right. Yet nothing happened to make that do that.
Not that I'm aware of.
This is why I find your driving really scary, that you can say, oh, nothing I'm aware of. Something like the car's pulling drastically to one side and you don't remember anything happening that could have caused that.
Well, no, I don't.
Because I'm going to say it for the fourth time.
Yeah, it's the third.
Or the third time. Things like that don't happen for no reason. Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. And when you don't know what the reason is, that's even more worrying than the fact that the car's going to veer off into the central reservation at any moment.
Well, I find that if I keep my hand on the steering wheel and apply Western pressure,
yeah,
that keeps us safe.
I see you using the one-handed method as well.
Yes.
Which is basically pushing against the wheel. Maybe this is what you've done. You're so strong. You've bent the steering rack with your big muscular arms.
I am inhumanly strong. There's no denying that.
And that's why you're impossible to beat in an arm wrestle. Watch out for that truck over there.
Okay.
This car.
Not this one, the one we're going to look at.
What is it, a Peugeot by any chance?
It is, yeah.
You've become Peugeot obsessed. And you thought, the best thing I can do, because I need a diesel estate runaround, rather than fixing the diesel estate runaround that I have, I'm going to go and buy another one.
What diesel estate runaround?
This.
This isn't a runaround.
Is it not?
It's a grand touring car.
Yeah?
You can't use this for daily.
Why not?
It's not appropriate.
It's not appropriate?
No.
What, like wearing a tie?
It's, yeah, well, this would be like using...
You're stumbling over your explanation far too badly.
This would be like you wearing formal robes to go mountaineering.
It's not that posh. It's a Peugeot still, isn't it? It's designed for carrying stuff around.
No, not this one. This one's designed for grand touring.
Yeah.
That's why it's called a GT.
And hitting potholes or something, I guess. Oh, what's that?
Oh, that's another of the interesting faults.
I'm glad all these things have gone wrong since you've been owning it rather than when I was owning it.
Yeah.
And you think if you remove the PN stickers, it'll get even worse?
Well, that was what I thought, but now I'm thinking,
yeah,
I reckon they're causing the bad luck.
Yeah, except that it'd probably be perfectly okay if it was me using it.
Yeah, I don't know how that happens.
Oh, look at that. It's a Skyline. It might not have 1,000 horsepower.
Well,
it might not even have an engine. Or it might have an engine that simply doesn't work because it's been ragged to death and then broken.
These things are possible.
Just like your dreams with this car. You don't mean that, do you not?
I do.
Well, I'm not a nervous passenger. It's just that some people's driving style puts me on edge.
Which is the very definition of a nervous passenger.
No, it's not. Some people's driving style. I never feel like this when a Allegro man's driving.
Okay.
Right, who else do I feel comfortable with driving? Yeah, that's it, I think.
It's a short list. Ram.
Hi, sheep. Oh, look at all those lovely sheepies.
Hey, it'll be lambing time before you know it.
Oh, yeah. No, they are cute, though, aren't they?
Yeah, I don't know how you can eat them.
Well, I don't. Day number 6 of, not smoking.
No, not eating meat.
Ah, right. No meat at all?
I haven't eaten meat at all.
Wow, that's quite impressive. So's that.
Kind of backstreet driving god is he still giving you advice and saying, oh, I wouldn't have done it like this?
Well, there's no stopping Donald Trump, is there? I mean, he didn't answer to Jesus or God.
Well, you could smite him.
Yeah, but it wouldn't work because he's just too powerful.
He's not that powerful that if you put a thunderbolt up his ass that fried him at 40,000 volts.
Maybe that's it. Maybe he's not actually real after all.
I mean, you are responsible for him ultimately.
Yeah, well, you imagine if Donald Trump was in this country, there's absolutely no way he would be elected. Or would he?
Well, I don't know. We elected Peugeot.
As opposed to white with a blue tailgate.
Yeah.
Do you know what?
I'm a fan of cars all being kind of the same colour.
It reminds me of a T-shirt.
In what sense?
I don't mean like a specific T-shirt, but I mean, you know, like a T-shirt.
Generic T-shirt.
A T-shirt, you know, because you'd have like a blue chest and white arms.
Yeah, but it's metal.
What, T-shirts aren't made of metal? They'd be really uncomfortable.
That's my point. So how can something that's metal with wheels remind you of an item of clothing that is made of clothing and has holes in it?
In the same way that the Saab 99 reminds me of a walrus.
So basically you're just connecting random things with your own complete lack of justification.
No, the opposite. In fact, there are genuine connections between things that
Okay, what is
not
the
many
connection
people.
between that Nissan Note and my I don't want to be killed by boobs T-shirt?
Well, none, unless it's blue and white like that, and it says.
But you said it reminded you of a non-specific T-shirt.
Well, that is a specific T-shirt.
Yeah, but the fact that you said a non-specific T-shirt means that I can pick any T-shirt, so I'm picking that one.
Yeah, but you're picking a specific T-shirt.
Well, every T-shirt...
I'm talking about a generic T-shirt.
There's no such thing as a generic T-shirt.
Well, there is.
There isn't, because every time that you identify a T-shirt, it's no longer generic, it's specific.
Yeah, but I think that there's going to be more blue T-shirts with white arms than what there are T-shirts that say "I love boobs" or something, whatever it was that you said there. I can't remember. It's not the kind of T-shirt I'd wear.
I don't want to be killed by boobs.
Oh, that's it. Well, who does?
Well, I mean, if you're going to be killed, I suppose death by boob is...
Why would that be particularly good, though? I mean, you'd suffocate,
well, it's better than death by buggery.
Well, I don't know. I mean, some people... This is the kind of thing this is the kind of conversation
That's ruined your channel.
Why this video isn't even going on my channel.
Yeah, you made a pledge to your viewers. I watched that video. No more Boaty.
No more Boaty. Yeah. You're not on this channel. Yeah, you've stop my channel up, basically.
Yeah, but I haven't been on it for a month, and you've just had your worst month ever. So clearly, I was the best thing on it.
Well, that is a good point. Yeah. Oh, it's like maybe all the people that were saying, they prefer if you weren't there, that actually weren't telling the truth. They just knew that if you were there, I get better views. Although it's never happened. Mileage shouldn't be a problem anyway, really.
He's asking all the money for it.
Oh. I do like rock faces like that. Not that I can focus on it.
And weed. What's it in speed, but I draw the line and crack.
Where's that come from?
Dave Coaches.
All right. What a coincidence, that it's called Dave Coaches, and he's a coach driver.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Well, it's not. It's a South Wales thing.
Is it what people are called coaches there?
You're called after what you do.
Oh, right.
It's so. For example, when I was a kid in Gleneath, the bus driver, his name was Ernie, so he was known as Ernie the Journey. But, and this is true, the undertaker was also called Ernie, so he was known as Ernie the Final Journey. Then there was Die Raw, short for Die Raw Materials. This is true. He would Die Raw, and it was short for Die Raw Materials because his name was Die David, and he ran the local, whatever you call it.
I do like a ruin.
The week from.
No, what you mean is, how come I've got no money for anything else? And now there's the answer. Yeah.
It's only 2 years newer than Dick a Dum Dum. Put your panties on, Peter, put your panties on.
It's not even the right colour gaffer tape.
Peter, put your panties on and we'll have tea.
Reminds me of Father Ted, this bit.
Oh! Now you said that, I'll never unsee it.
Ah,
Yeah, you're right.
yes I do.
Would you bet £100 that you're correct?
Why does gambling have to be involved? Why can't I just tell you the answer without claiming any money off of you?
Okay, tell me the answer.
Bet you £100 I know.
I don't think you know.
Do you know?
Or either you don't know or you think you know and you've got it wrong.
All right. It's like
It's like Schrodinger's.
yeah, it's like everybody thinks it's this particular band, but it's not.
Yeah.
Right. Okay then. Well, I can't even remember what they're called at the moment. I'll come back to it in a second.
Okay, no, I can't remember what they're called either.
Yeah.
And I know.
So you don't know it either then?
I do.
Yeah, how come you do know it, but you can't remember what the name is? Yeah, I can't remember what the name is, and I know it, but I don't know it because I don't know what the name is.
Hang on.
Yep.
They did. It was. What are they called? They did that on the National Express.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's the same band.
Yeah,
that's the one I was thinking of.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Right, so we both know then.
Yeah, but
you still owe me £100.
what are they? Who did? Divine Comedy.
That's it. Yeah.
Boom. Right. So I win that. You owe me £100 now.
I never agreed to give you £100 for knowing that.
I'm sorry you didn't read the small print. By sitting there, you'd automatically opted in to the £100 challenge.
You know I haven't got my reading glasses on. You're Stony Middleton. I don't normally get to view.
I like Stony Middleton.
It's kind of lovely, isn't it? Except for that, all these trees are in the way. But now we're back to the big rock face.
Do you know I've never been back to that chip shop since we went?
Oh, it was expensive, wasn't it?
Yeah, but it was nice.
Well, yeah. I mean, chips are always nice when you're hungry, aren't they? Now I am first to drive a new car, so I will be able to tell him all about it, all about the huge mistake he's just made. He's not going to be happy. And there we see him ahead, driving Officer Crabtree, the Peugeot 407 SW, which is a jolly nice car. Or it was. And if you know your cars, you may be able to tell what this car is just by the interior. This is a 1.6 turbo diesel PSA engine. That gives an awful lot away, doesn't it? And you know what? It's quite pokey. But then I am used to having a Peugeot engined car that's very, very old. Very old. And doesn't really have much at all when it comes to responsiveness. This one's quite nice, and it's got some fuel in it, so I don't really have to worry about it. It's alright, it drives in a straight line, it's okay. There is a sounds a bit drop linky. to sound like a bit of a drop link sound on the go there. That's a pity. That's a pity. Other than that, it's a lovely, lovely, spacious car. There's lots of headroom. I mean, really loads of headroom. Lots of space in the back. The potential for 7 seats, even though this car is smaller than the Peugeot in front. Oh gosh, giving it away. Now you know it's a Peugeot. What is he doing? He's trying to make the journey back a bit longer or something. Now you may know that I know Boaty through the connection of the channel and the love for the Rover car. And now we're both sat in a traffic jam in Peugeots. Can't say I like the gear change very much. Maybe it's another Peugeot thing. The 407 has got a different gearbox. It's got a 6-speed box. This one's got a 5-speed box, and it's a bit of notchy. It's a bit Vauxhall-y. If it was to blindfold me and let's set me off driving down the road in this particular car, I would say that's a Vauxhall. That's a Vauxhall that is. Just before I crashed into a wall because I couldn't see where I was going. Brakes are nice and sharp though, which is understandable because all the brakes are being sorted out. Apparently, it was pointed out on the MOT that the brakes weren't that great, but still passable. So the chap changed them all. How nice. That was quite an interesting buying experience, to be frank. Because normally what happens is we go and buy a car together. I do quite a little bit of the old looking around, yeah. But I just left him to it. I thought, right, he asked me, what do I think of it? And I was just like, it's not up to me, it's your car. I'm not getting involved. And I didn't. And it was a very, very laid back buying experience there. You could see Boaty's face wasn't entirely smiling throughout that experience. Yeah, he just kind of, he was like that. That's what he was like. He was doing that. You could tell the things he was thinking, I'm not too sure about this. But actually, it was a really good show. I mean, we're all, when it comes to buying and selling cars, we're all in competition with each other, aren't we? We're all, every single last one of us, in battle with each other. It's awful. It's embarrassing. We shouldn't be doing it, but you know, that's the way it goes. Now, the trouble for me is that I am out of my depth with this car. But Peugeot diesels are known for being very good. The 307 is not particularly exciting to look at, exciting to drive. It's even less exciting to talk about, but that's what we're having to do right now, aren't we? But they are known for being reliable and dependable. And so, not going along with any real knowledge about the thing is a bit less of a concern than what it would be going along to buy a car which are known for all sorts of problems. Some of them may be genuine, some of them just made up. That's the Rover experience that I know how to deal with. I know what to look out for. I open the bonnet, I know what to look for. I have a look underneath, I know what to look for. Peugeot, I ain't got a clue. And that's why I'm sure this car will be fine. But don't ask my opinion, on your head be it. It does strike me that this is a bit like doing a car review, except going about it in a way that I never go about it. Because I like to look around. I like to talk about the feel of things. I don't just get in and start talking about it, like I am doing now. But even so, it's not going to stop me from coming to some sort of conclusion. And that conclusion is, it's alright. Yeah, that's exactly it, isn't it? It's alright, it's a car. It's a car. Yeah, it's a car. Now you'll know what I mean by that, surely. I can't imagine ever being excited by it. But then again, the old Peugeot 407 there, I really like that car. I really liked it. I liked it from the start. Surely this is just like a smaller but bigger version than that. When I say smaller, you know, the outside's smaller but the inside's bigger. I mean, that's a trick, isn't it? bigger on the inside than it is on the outside, that's going to ruin it, isn't it? Because it can't possibly look nice from the outside whilst doing that. But it can make it a bit quirky, and it is a bit, just not a lot. On the quirky to dull scale, it goes further to the dull scale than the quirky scale in every possible way. Every possible way. I quite like it. I think the trouble is, compared to the 407, the 407 was a car I really like. It's got a proper premium feel to it. This doesn't. Hard plastics, dashboard's not horrible, there's a bit flimsy. The carpet's, yep, horrid. The seats are functional, but it's got the same panoramic roof. When I say the same, I mean it's not the same, it's a different shape and it's on a different car. Once you get your foot down though, a lot less happens than I was expecting. I thought it was going to be quite nippy. Down into some dark and spooky woods. On these really horrible bumpy roads, you'd expect the small on the outside, big on the inside little Peugeot to be rather nice. But it's not, and I don't know why he's going so quickly. This is supposed to be a 30 limit. It's like he's trying to lose me. Like he's trying to make a point. He knows the back roads. I don't want to end up getting to his place with the car broken in the meantime. That's how bumpy it is. I'm just going to do 40 now. 40 means 40, not 50. He's hoping to get round the corner and I've lost him. Now Boaty, he's trying to lose me so that I have to take this home instead so he didn't have to keep it himself. He already knows he's going to hate it. He's handed over his money, and in that moment he knew he'd be better off keeping a Rover. And so he's trying to escape the reality of being a Peugeot driver by driving a Peugeot faster than you're permitted to do so. He's taking off now again. He's trying to prove he can get through more fuel than I am. Oh dear, I'm going to get stuck behind the truck. I presume the space left outside his house means he wants it in what he calls pole position.
The size of that boot.
Demonstrate it by climbing inside.
Huge. No, you climb inside.
All right. Yeah. Perfectly okay.
Yep, that is.
Are you going to lock me in? Right, so here we have the choice of sleeping in the back of a Peugeot without necessarily needing to put the seats down, which means you can have a kip and have 5 people on board. Fabulous. Hello, Mr. Recorder. Boaty cam.
Boaty cam.
Boaty cam is go.
Boaty cam. Boaty cam.
So now we're going to go and pick up the other car. And I am not going to interrupt Boaty as he does his appraisal of his new car. Am I? I'm just going to sit quiet.
More chance of you flying the moon backwards than you being quiet and not buggering up my video when you have the opportunity. Hello, darlings. And you join me in not you, darlings, him, the hairy idiot sitting to my left-hand side with rather large feet. Oh, has it got automatic lights?
Yes.
Okay. Right, didn't know that. Oh, and it's got automatic locking. Let me recline a little.
You should do all this before setting off.
Yes,
Read your highway code.
I should. I should. I'm a very naughty man. Driving precision, that's the brakes. There they are.
It does work. It's got the correct date.
That's a bonus.
Yes. It's a bonus indeed.
Will you stop doing an annoyingly accurate impersonation of me, please?
Sorry. What? It had to be tall enough so that customers didn't need to take their hats off.
It had to be, a gentleman had to be able to enter and sit in the rear of the cab without taking his top hat off.
What kind of gentleman wears a hat inside?
Good point.
Right. Didn't think of that, did they?
Good point. So I'll show you all of this, darling, which is nice. I've got a leather-bound steering wheel. I've got 4 electric windows, which may or may not work. Let's see. They wheedle themselves in and out with the locking and unlocking of the car. Yeah, I see what you mean. You've got initial takeoff and then it just kind of...
In those trees if you're not careful.
Yeah. So, right, I can do this.
What, you can overlap it?
Whatever, I don't know what the technique... What's B-roll? I always hear people go on about B-roll and I don't know what it is.
Well, you use the term enough.
Yeah, but I use it without knowing what it means.
Well, you admit it now, thank you.
Thank you.
Some picture within picture stuff. That's your answer.
Is that what B-roll is?
No.
Oh.
Isn't B-roll the stuff that's left over?
Oh, you don't know either then?
No, I'm having a better guess than what you are.
Stereo, darlings. Gaze in awe upon its 6 CD slot magnificence. The auto wipers, darling. So auto lights, auto wipers. I haven't got cruise control or speed limiter.
Auto wipers come in handy when you can't decide whether it's raining or not.
Yeah.
So we've got the kind of cup holders that you can only use whilst you're driving because the handbrake gets in the way otherwise. This feels like the new Mustard and Boaty, doesn't it?
Yeah.
You know, like in a Peugeot instead. Like we've just changed ships somehow, and all the cars we drive from here on will be French.
I'd love that. And we could actually go to France. Proper road trip.
What for?
I don't know.
Cheese?
Shits and giggles.
Cheese.
I don't do cheese.
Yeah, no, you don't. You're missing out on something really good. At least what we can say is that whilst having a horrendous car crash with Boaty's special driving, we're in a nice, safe car, aren't we?
I don't know, is it safe?
Yeah. Well, we'll find out in a minute, probably, won't we? Listening to.
This is worth listening to.
Yeah, I agree. Go on.
This is gold.
And what are they?
Okay, so number 1. Now this won't be for everybody.
I know. Yeah, it's probably thinking the same thing.
Right. So number 1 is this applies to me. Number 1 is my Bluetooth speaker thing, my Jabra Cruiser.
Oh right.
My Bluetooth hands-free telephone music streaming thing with the FM transmitter.
Okay.
So that's number 1. Number 2. Guess what number 2 is?
Radio 4.
No.
That's the only thing I can think of that I want to put on.
Radio 2. Number 2 is Radio 2.
All right, fair news.
Do you want to guess at number 3?
Radio 3.
Correct. And number 4 is, of course, Radio 4.
Yeah.
Yes. That leaves us with 5 and 6.
Right.
And I came up with the correct numbers 5 and 6 on the way to Llandudno for my birthday a couple of weeks ago. 5 and 6 are...
Tractor. See, it's fair game. You bid someone in the balls. We all experience it. But what isn't right is you bid them in the balls, but you change your shoes first into something with pointy bits on the end.
Yes.
And little bells.
The old
so you make a nice jangly sound whilst they're hopping around in agony with empty pockets.
Oh, I should have seen the doings.
Oh, you should have done.
Never mind, I'll do it now.
It's not good now, is it?
Now, 1, 2, 3, tractor!
That reminds me of Duel, that. The way it came around there with those little lights on. Looked a little scary.
It did look a bit dual light.
Dual there. Are we there yet?
Nearly there.
What? It's the upmarket Citroen. It's the upmarket peasant mobile.
Yeah, Peugeot is the posh one.
It looks stay there. That just looks really, really challenging.
It is really, really challenging.
It makes you look like you're a really small man because your head's so far off from the panoramic roof. Look at that. You could fit 2 top hats on there. What, seriously? Right, so you've got your seat as low as possible and as far back as you can possibly get, and your steering wheel as far out as possible.
Yeah,
this
as
is
low down as possible.
I'll tell you what, this is definitely not the way a lady would drive. Surprised it's got that kind of position available. It does look quite odd.
Does it?
Yeah, you kind of look a bit like a child driving.
Now that you need it, that's the top of the list.
I would certainly say you don't need that. I've driven a car with a heated steering wheel.
Have you?
Yeah, it was a Vauxhall Corsa.
A Vauxhall Corsa?
Vauxhall Corsa. It was a new one a few years back. And it was like, oh, that's nice. Oh, that's completely pointless, isn't it? Why do you need to heat your steering wheel?
When it's on a really cold morning.
Yeah, but you soon get warmed up. Watch out for that. With a tractor coming underneath, that's worth a couple of points, isn't it?
Tractor! Not just any old bridge.
No, the bridge. That bridge.
Greetings, honourable bridge. In the history of the world, and I've still got no idea what it's going to be. They've been building that for about 5 years.
That's huge, isn't it? Wow, that's some rather interesting luxury home.
I don't know what it is.
Well, that's what it looks like. There's no need to go to that extent of design for a clinic, is there?
Well, you wouldn't put a clinic there in the middle of nowhere, would you?
No, but would you like to live there?
I'd love to live there.
Right, then
I think it's
somebody
awesome.
more fortunate than you is going to be living there.
Yeah.
But somebody young enough to not be in a rush as well. Either that, or they've always got somewhere rather lovely to live, and they're not really too bothered or in a rush. Because it's not going to be as good as where they have. The downsizing.
Bloody hell, where are they coming from?
Okay, you like it, which is good. That's excellent because it is your car.
Yes.
I wasn't that keen, but that's not relevant.
No.
And I don't even need to tell you about it. But you're going to find out anyway, obviously.
Yeah.
But I do think that it is the kind of. It drives like a car that isn't meant to be enjoyed.
I know what you mean.
It's perfectly okay, but I didn't find it made me smile or anything.
Well, no, but it's about practicality, isn't it? It's like a mini MPV.
Yeah, and you're never going to be smiling once you're making use of that, are you?
You can fit 7 people into it.
Yeah, you'd have definitely the opposite of a smile.
Yeah, I mean, let's face it. If you're a man with a wife and 5 children, then you're not going to have much to smile about, are you?
No, in actual fact, that's why you choose something like this. You think, well, I've got a car you lot around. I'm going to have a car that nobody likes.
But imagine if you were going on a camping holiday. You could fit a massive, great tent in the back there, all of your camp tenting gear.
Yep. And leave a couple of people at home.
Do you know what I might fit in the back?
Me?
A lavatory.
A lavatory?
Yeah. I might fit a lavatory to the rear of the vehicle.
Have you got plumbing experience then?
You don't need plumbing, do you? You get one of those self-contained ones.
Oh yeah.
Like we had in...
a chemical bog.
Like we had in George Roger Boaty.
Yeah, which you said you would never use.
And I never did.
Yeah, so that's what you'll do. Oh, I know. I'm going to get something that can go in the back of here, will spill around, stink, and never use. Fill up the boot with something that other people will shit in because they don't realise it's not there for shitting in.
Oh yeah, but I'm going to be doing different things this year, aren't I? I'm doing tenting and stuff. This would be the perfect car for doing tenting and stuff. Oh, got a little light up there. I like that. Oh, I like that very much. How do I... Oh, okay.
They sound like they're moaning to me.
Well, a tank of fuel in it, so...
Yeah, it's you that's excited about it. I don't give a shit.
Yeah, but you're excited for me, aren't you?
Oh yeah, I am actually.
I mean, it's like when you watch your kids unwrap their Christmas presents.
It is a bit like that, actually. Yeah.
What was that? Did you hear the sound as if a door was closing?
Yeah, it's my briefcase.
Oh.
Yeah, it's very miserable. I'm looking forward to going home now.
It shouldn't be like this.
Got local knowledge in this town. He's got a 1.6 HDI engine in his car, and he's thrashing it to buggery in his pants.
And you know that they basically don't give a shit about you.
Yeah, I know. He has. Oh, why does it keep doing that? Oh, yes, it looks a lot nicer than this one as well.
No, it doesn't.
It does. It's much shinier, nicer colour, nicer wheels. The man looks much more gentlemanly than what you are.
All right.
Shall I carry on?
No, have a look at the restaurant.
Yeah. Oh, she was very happy, wasn't she? She was very appreciative of you stopping for her. It's like most people don't bother.
Are the builders building?
Yep.
Oh yeah, they are.
Pajamas. In this episode of Project Nigel, I am at a place called Chesterfield to collect a Rover 25L series, known as Janet Data Jackson. Right, this is where Boaty has chosen to store the car while he's not using it. Strange place. That works, good. You won't believe it! He's already told me it started with a funny noise, so that's something to look forward to. Oh dear. Well, I hope that noise does go away, because that doesn't sound very good at all. Any car left. Boaty said it'll go away quite soon. Let's hope it does, because I don't like that sound at all. Not in the slightest bit. He did offer me lunch, but I really need to be going home. It's going to get dark soon, and due to how far I am off and how close I am to Sheffield rather than where Boaty lives, which is Chesterfield, I'm just going to take the motorway, because it's probably going to be quicker and less stressful. Driving through the Peak District in the dark isn't pleasant. I know, I've done it, when you can't see where all the potholes are. I don't want to hit any potholes. Potholes are bad. Yeah. It's a strange place to park.
Achilles. But we'll start with the BBC News, read today by Vinci Howard.
Holocaust survivors and world leaders have gathered at the Auschwitz.
The responsibility of remembrance rests far heavier on our shoulders.
So it's time to settle back and enjoy the M1 and M62 for my journey home. Boaty said that whining noise would go away, and it does appear to have done. I think the power steering's a bit low, or either that or the power steering pump is just about to give up and say, no thank you. Try and steer one of these without your power steering. Not easy. It's a very, very heavy engine. Probably twice the weight of the K-Series engine, which normally I would much prefer because of how delicate they handle. Whereas this, it's nice and straight, just smooth along, and it doesn't half pick up. Besides that power steering wine, this is a really cool car. I really do like it. Never driven it on the motorway before. All I did was just drive it back to work, and then Boaty took it on. It's really good. It's so stable and it's punchy, like really punchy. It feels like it's already had the Chesterfield ECU installed into it, but I know it hasn't. At least I don't think it has. The only concern is that power steering pump. Listen, just going along in a straight, dip the clutch. Whew. It's clearly struggling a bit there. Watch this accelerate though. So we're doing 60 now. Put my foot down and 70. That is good. That's really very good indeed. It's also well worthwhile avoiding doing if I want to get home without putting any more fuel in. And I don't want to put any more fuel in. Not too far off now. When I get to the top of this hill here, the top of Windy Hill, I'm going to coast all the way down the other side of the motorway just to give the power steering pump a rest. Sitting behind this truck here and sound like an aeroplane landing. Well, we've got enough of this. The hill's steep enough for the car just to keep on going along at 60. It's actually picking up ever so slightly. If I was in a wagon right now, have you ever experienced overspeed? Overtaken in neutral. Never done that before. And wow. Well, this lorry's been held up by that Fiat Panda by the looks of it. Anyway, back in Milnrow. So that's the journey over with. Used up just the right amount of diesel so that there is now none left. The whining has actually gone, but I'm not sure it is the power steering. Could be that there's not quite enough oil in the gearbox or something like that. Anyway, it's been a lovely drive. This drives better than my 400. It's just not as comfortable. The seats are not anywhere near as comfortable, in fact. I've got that aching shoulder feeling, which isn't particularly pleasant. At the moment it feels a bit like if I dry steer this, there's going to be no assistance. Anyway, it is a lovely car to drive. It's just not as comfortable as my 400. Well, I'm not entirely sure I got across the sense of trepidation going on just there. That journey, it was only nearly 90 miles. But with those strange noises going on all the time, I didn't actually feel that comfortable, even though I was quite happy driving the car. It's a lovely car. Yeah, it's another one of those cars I'd quite like to be keeping, but I can't, obviously. Power steering, whingy noises, the fear of something just giving way. And then thinking that possibly it's not even the power steering at all, but actually the gearbox, even worse. But no, back okay, no problems. Time to investigate. Then it can go for sale. As we are now at the end of the big video, I'd like to say thank you for watching, and thank you for being a subscriber, and thank you for tolerating some of my nonsense, and thank you for being a channel member, and thank you for liking the video, and I'll see you in the next one.